Hey everybody, Kilted Gardener here. Thought I'd take you in for a quick little fun video as a prepper, homesteader, whatever you want to call it. I also wanted to mention Daddy Curbs. Um, he's been a great asset to me and always helps people out by trying to encourage them to share their stories. So I'm going to share mine today. My story here is I'm going to prep some food. I'm going to show you what I got. Um, the story rhymes with ogre, so I'm not going to put out their name, but I'm going to get you situated and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then we'll go at it. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, as you can see, I bought a bunch of clearance meat. Um, if you see, the chuck roast here was originally $12.74. Now it's $6.93 because it's going out of date. This one's $11.36. And this one is 618 now. Now with chuck roast, you can cube it up, and then you can make stew meat, or you can leave it whole and have chuck roast for pot roast. Also scored some ground lamb, $5 a piece. They're already vacuum sealed. You just throw them in the freezer, and they're fine. I mean, they just went out of date today. And then the 2 pork roast, I'm gonna cut some of these into pork chops for dinner tonight, and then I will probably cut some strips off of some of these for like a curry. I do a Korean dish with the Korean chili paste, and then chilies and some green onions, and I serve that over rice, and it's really good. So I will bring you along. I'm going to show you a little bit of how I'm cutting these, and then I will show you that I have a vacuum sealer, and we'll seal that stuff up so you can put it in your freezer and it'll last probably, a good couple, about a year, 2 years, because vacuum sealing does help a lot with freezer burn. I would say a year is probably the best, but you could probably get away with a little longer. Alright guys, I will bring you back in. Okay guys, so I'm back. I'm going to get a quick sharpen on my blade. Dull instruments are never fun, and it hurts more when they cut you. FYI, coming from a guy who cut meat for quite some time. And here's another tip. Take you a towel, just a paper towel, get it wet, and then wring it out. And I'll show you. Try to bring it down without getting too much here. Put it on your countertop, just like this. Let me get these out of the way. Get that down there. Secure cutting board. So that makes a world of a difference too. So I will bring you back in just a moment. All right. Okay guys, I'm back. Got my knife sharpened, board secure, kept a tray that helps collect pieces. And I'm going to show you what I do. So bear with me. You won't see my face, but you'll see me in action. Alright guys, so I'm going to bring you down. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. Maybe I can bring it in a little bit better. There we go. It looks a little better. How's that? So the first thing I would do is just down the middle. It really depends on how you like your chuck stew meat. I like mine fairly big. So, and this, I mean, it all depends on you, but I like to leave the fat on. That's why it's so good, tasty. And what I'll do is I'll just cut chunks. See, just like that. And you can go at little angles, get in regular pieces here, or irregular pieces, but they still look pretty good, see? So I'm gonna do that. I just cut them into little hunks. Like, all that fat's good stuff, so don't waste it. So don't be afraid of that there. All that's good, it'll dissolve when you cook it. I mean, you can do fine, smaller pieces. You can do even smaller than that. I like it chunky. I usually make stew, beef vegetable soup, and it just falls apart once you've cooked it. So again, and none of this is bad. This is all good meat still. It may have gone a little brown, as you can see, but that's nothing to be cautioned about. I mean, meat does oxidize. It does turn brown after sitting and losing a little bit of color because of the oxygen hitting it. But if you see the inside, it smells fine. There's no funk to it. You'll know when it turns green. That's what we call it in the butcher terminology. So I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll bring you right back and we'll do the pork, or we'll seal this stuff up, then I'll cut some of the pork. All right, guys, talk to you in a little bit. All right, bye. Hey guys, I'm back. Just to let you know, I fibbed a little bit. You can take some of this off, as you can see here. And if you were to make hamburger, which you could make out of this makes 85-15. We leave all the fat in it. But if you had to, you could take some of this out. I'm just letting you know I'm about done here. And kids, be careful at home. Now, I will tell you this too. You buy chuck roast, it's $5.49 a pound normally. And you buy cubed stew meat. You know how much more they charge you? They charge you a whole $1 more just to sit here and make cubes. And that's from the same cut of meat. No different. So you're actually saving more than what you've actually purchased it for. You're getting quite a bit of goodness out of this. Like I say, this would be good as just a pot roast. You could freeze the whole thing. You can do the cubes like I'm doing, which then you have stew meat, which is good for like beef burgundy, things like that. Something that you're going to cook for a long time. Braise it. And that's the big thing about stew meat. You know, it's a tougher meat, but it's very tasty because of that fat. All right, so I just finished cutting all that up, and if I wanted to make hamburger, I would have kept all that fat, or I could freeze this if I wasn't too concerned with freezer space. I would. And one day when I start grinding meat, I would probably keep all this fat and use it in my grinds. Or if you had venison, like a really lean animal like deer or venison, this would be go really well in it. Let me wash up. We'll start up the food vacuum sealer, and I will divvy it in bags and show you what's up, and then we'll go on to the pork. Alright guys, talk to you in a little bit. Hey everybody, I'm back. We got everything cut. So, you know, that's a substantial savings in my opinion. Any homesteader, if you're trying to make do, buy meat on clearance. It's usually the day that it's going bad. They mark it down at the Ogre store. It rhymes with that, if you can think of that. And a lot of us have those around. So those are fun to get some really good prices. So I'm going to turn on my sealer and I'm going to show you what I do. Nothing too spectacular here. I'll bring you back down here so you can see a little bit. Alright guys, so I just write on here stew meat, and I put today's date, which is the 30th, I believe. Good question. Let's see. Yes, today's the 31st. I'm sorry, 31st. So it'd be 9, 31, 18. And I'm probably gonna do 4 bags. Start with 3. Don't overdo it. As you can see. And you can get these bags also at Ogre, or you can buy the, I'm not promoting them, the Food Saver brand bags you can buy as well. You can get those at Wally World, or you can buy the generic ones even at Wally World. So it really depends on what you want to do. So I'm going to start with 3. We'll see where that goes, and then we'll go from there. So I'll bring you in. Alright. Usually I have my wife help me hold the bag, but she's taking a nap with the kiddo. Being pregnant, headaches have not been fun for her. So I'm letting her relax for now. So what I try to do, so you guys can see, try to get as flat as I can. Rinse of the hands. This is the part that gets annoying. So we got the sealer. It has a dry and a moist setting. I use the moist when I do beef that's not been frozen partially. If you freeze it partially, you can get away with the dry setting. And that helps a little bit. It's a little bit of a tighter seal, but I'll show you what happens and see if I can get you in here where you can see without me being too much in the way. Let's see if I do it this way. You set that in. And then you just wait, and you'll hear it release here in a second. There it goes. In just a second, I'll let go. And there you go. Perfectly freezer ready. You can also take this top, sorry guys, this top and cut a little bit of off. That actually helps a little bit too. I may do that on the next one just so you can see. Let's see, do I got a pair of scissors on me? I do. Alright, so we'll try that with the next one. I think it may be about 3 bags. We'll see. Depends on how much you want to pack in them. You could pack this bag as long as you got, you know, about that much on either side down, you know, a good inch and a half. for it to seal, it'll seal. I've had a couple of them break seal, but not very often. And like I say, a lot of that trick is getting things flat and even. That always helps. So, like I say, I'm going to cut a little bit of this one off and I'll show you. It saves a little freezer space too. All you do is just cut a little off. Now I could still cut some off of that other bag. See, I could cut it and seal it again if I wanted to. Usually I just run my knife over it, which might be the better option. Actually, I got a razor blade. Don't play with knives. We'll see how this works. If not, I'll redo it. And we're sealing. It's heating that seal. And you'll have your nice tightly packed. And that worked out just fine. And so you can trim this still. It's kind of a waste to get the pre-made bags. See, you can these scissors aren't doing as well as I thought they would. You can buy just a big roll like what's in here and make your own sizes. And they make different lengths and all that, and you can write your stuff on the sides. It's kind of nice, but a good way to save on a homestead. I'm going to reseal this one. Not that that's a lot of room in a freezer to save, but you would be amazed at how much room that little bit of space takes up. And we'll fill up this last one, and I think we'll be good. And then I'll take you back to, got my cutting board all cleaned up, my knife cleaned up, and we'll do some pork. There you go, guys. See, there's a nice little package, and these will freeze nice and flat. So let me put this one together, and I'll get on the pork because I gotta cook dinner too, guys. I would take you along for dinner tonight, cooking. I'm gonna do like a peach bourbon pork chop. Sounds amazing. I'll definitely post a picture of that. This one I'm just gonna finish it off. This one will be a little bigger than the rest, but it's not that bad. So, alright, wipe my hands. I'm gonna take a little bit of this off even. that didn't do exactly what I wanted it to. Let's see. All trial and error. I just noticed that I didn't have this on moist. Let's see if I can get it down far enough to get a seal. So I've made that bag a little small. So what I'm going to do is I'll open this one back up. Sorry guys. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm going to reseal this with the moist setting, if I can get it to go. I may just redo all these bags. Because it's not sealing like I want to. See, I mean, that's not bad. But let me stop. I'll redo a bag. And I'll bring it back. And we'll see if it does anything different. Sorry guys. It's not been a long time since I've done this, but I also want to make sure that I'm showing you the proper thing, and having it on moist usually gives a better seal. So I will be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. Just so you know, I got a new package. I'm going to put it on moist and we'll see what happens, alright? So not much difference. Could just be because, like I say, with meat that is not frozen a little bit, it doesn't get as tight of a seal. But that's still pretty good. I could have probably messed with it some more. I'm gonna redo these. I will be back with the pork when I'm done, and then we'll go from there. All we got is pork left. Sorry for the long video, guys. I'm not the greatest at video making, so we'll get this done probably in the next 10 minutes. Alright, talk to y'all in a little bit. Bye now. Okay guys, I'm back. As I say, keep your tools sharp. So yeah, I always give a little sharpening to my knives. So, onto the pork. I'm going to open this up. Like I say, tonight I'm going to use some of this for pork chops. There's several things you can get from this cut of meat, just so you know. You can get what they call country ribs, which are the boneless ribs. You can get all sorts of stuff. Pork tends to be a little slimy, so I usually have a paper towel to get a little that excess moisture out of the way. So I'm going to do pork chops tonight. Bring you in, show you some stuff, and then we'll go from there. Sorry guys, this camera does not help me. I'm trying to do the best I can with the stuff I have. I'm trying to not waste money. So I'll bring you down, I'll show you some things, and then we'll go from there. Alright? Alright, so I got the pork here again. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to get a nice edge on it because I'm going to make pork chops, so I want them pretty clean. this edge is not going to go to waste. I'll make strips out of that for that either that Korean pork that I do, or like Thai green curry. Pork is really good in that. So I'm just going to clean a little bit off. Technically that's still a decent pork chop. And I'll do the same on this side. Just clean it up so we can get some nice pork chops. So with this piece of meat, so if you go down like this and flop it over, and then you'll have one big long piece of meat. Like, don't cut all the way through it. You would cut to about there and flap it over and lay it out. And then you could cut those big long strips. That would be your country rib chops, which are not are country rib chops, boneless. You can also do a butterfly, so you could go in halfway and then you could go on that flap that comes out and then go another thin and do that, and then do it on this side as well on this flap, and then you could roll and stuff your pork. So they call that like a butterfly of pork. You can also, there's a ton of stuff you can do with this. You can do butterfly chops, which if I get down here, maybe I'll show you one of those, because I'm going to cut some of it into strips anyways, or I'll clean that one up for a roast maybe. Like to smoke these, if you can do it and make them nice and moist, that's always a good thing. But I want some pretty sizable chops, so I usually use about my thumb, a little bit more. And with, you know, pork, you want to get a nice clean cut. So I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna go about my thumb, a little bit more, because we like thick chops, because they're moist. And there you go, perfect little boneless pork chop. And I'm just going to use those on my grill pan tonight. And like I say, you can go down like this. Like I'll show you. You can get. I'll show you this later. You can go down like that, and not all the way through, and then you flop it over, and you'll have a butterfly chop, and you can stuff that, and then grill it. I've done that with cheese and prosciutto. Talk about good. Don't be afraid to get in there. So leave that fat on there. Pork dries out. Pork fat equals goodness. And I know not everybody eats it. So that's 3 good pork chops. And then I could just even leave that one like that, but I'm going to cut a little bit off of it. I don't want it quite that thick. So for dinner, those are for dinner. That's for something else. I'm going to open up the other pork. I'll cut 2 slices off of it, and then we'll go from there. Like I say, for stir fry, this is good. You just don't want to cook it till it's dry. It's good in curries, like the Thai green curry. It soaks up a lot of that flavor. But all I do is I just cut thin strips, just like I was doing that that beef. And then I'll just put this in a freezer, another bag, like I just did. And I can save this as, you know, stir fry meat. That's what I would call it for pork, stir fry meat. And like I say, I mean, it makes a quick, simple way to cook pork, and it doesn't take long for it to cook. See, I may be able to do a little butterfly action just to show you. See? Alright, so you go down this middle. It's a little hard, but I'll show you sort of what I'm talking about. Yeah, see, it's a little too small. I will get a piece and I will show you. I promise. because that is a cut that a lot of people like. They like butterfly chops. Me, I've never really got into them that much. I mean, I've done it, like I say, you take a little piece of ham, some sage, and you put a piece of cheese in the middle, and then you grill it. And that's pretty good. That's not bad. The country rib chops, I've not done much with those. So if anybody has good recipes, that would be a good one to show me. I bet you'd be good with Korean barbecue. But pork belly is my favorite Korean barbecue. So, as you see, I got a good mess there. I'm gonna take these away and grab the other pork, and I will be right back with y'all. Okay guys, so I'm back. I know, long video. Maybe I should edit a bunch of this out. But I think it would also be pretty good so you guys can see it all. And with pork, like I say, I don't tend to trim a lot of the fat off. And the main reason that is because it's got a lot of flavor. And pork dries out very quickly. So like I said, I told you I would do a butterfly chop for you. This side's pretty good on this one. This one's a little uneven. So I'll cut a chop off either side. So we can do that. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do both ends. So I may use those for chops. But this I'm going to leave as a little roast. And like I say, you can clean all this up. So when you do a butterfly, you're basically doing the same thing, but for the whole roast. And you can flop it out even further, which I would do, but I don't have another one. That could be another video, just a quick tutorial on that. So for these butterfly chops, like I say, you go down the center. You gotta be careful and don't go all the way through. See, I'm like at the very edge, and then you just kind of, that's what they call a butterfly chop. So you can fill that with something, flip it back up, and you can toothpick it together, you can tie it together, however you want to do. But that is basically what you would do. So just think of this as a whole roast. So if this was a whole roast, this would be your country rib. Boneless rib. And it comes from the same pieces. I'm telling you guys, they charge you an arm and a leg for doing special cuts. So to me, the recap for me is, you know, I'm not going to pay for, you know, a bunch of extra cuts when I can just buy the roast myself and do it. But that's me. I know some people aren't super confident in what they do and not have the best knife skills, and that's fine. Everybody's different. But buy it on clearance. You can get those country ribs on clearance every now and then. Again, here we go. I'm going to show you. Sometimes it's easier to go through the fat side, but this side's actually pretty easy to get into. Just go. And you can buy a cut glove. There's nothing wrong with having a cut glove. And you just then you could pound this out real good, and you could do pork scapellini with that. So I mean, or you could just, again, you could make a pork chop. There's plenty you can do with this. But like I said, I'm gonna make pork stir fry out of these pieces because I'm gonna do a video on that Korean dish I do with the Korean chili paste and a little sesame, It's spicy. You can get less mild or less hot Korean chili paste. So it all depends on how much you like heat, and I just do it over sticky rice, and it's amazing. It's not like a super hard dish to make, which is great. So I will lean you up again. So I'm gonna put that in a bag, the roast. I'm gonna put this in probably 2 bags because nobody else will probably eat that when I make it because I like it spicy. So that I got 2 portions for maybe a Thai green curry and a Thai green curry and a Korean curry that I was telling you about. So to me, that's almost well worth it. So I'm gonna wipe my hands off real quick, make some bags. I'll come back. We'll put these in the vacuum sealer, and then that's gonna be a wrap, pretty much, guys. So I'll be right back. Hold up. I know this is a long video. I'm doing horrible. Wish I could cut it down, but it is kind of a lot of logic to it. So I'm trying to give you the best details I can, and also save you a little bit of money on cuts. Maybe next time I'll go more into the beef side as well. But the pork for me is the best cut, the best deal I got, and there's still some on sale. So I might go back after I get paid and see if they're still there. All right, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so I'm back. I'm gonna do this pork roast. I'm gonna put it in this bag here. These are actually the Food Saver brand bags, so we'll see if they do a little bit better. It's been a while since I've used theirs compared to some of the cheap brands. And some of the cheap brands I've actually found do a little bit better job, and sometimes they don't. And I've got another special bag for you. It's kind of a neat bag too. But we'll go into that at the very end. I'll show you that little bag. Cancel. Alright, we're gonna put it on wet or moist setting, and I'm gonna leave the whole bag. Not too bad. I'm actually pretty impressed. But I might do what I've done before and take a little of this off. Give me a chance of getting a little bit more air out of it. That's what I like to see. Wait till you see this one. Hopefully it goes. Cancel this out. That one didn't seal. Let's retry it. There we go. If you have an excess amount of bags or bag piece, it actually doesn't suck all the air out completely, which if you look at that, that's actually really decent. I could still take quite a bit off, and I'm just going to trim it, but but I'm not going to take that seal out of there. And like I say, this will last for a good amount of time in your freezer. So I would give this a year. Once that seal breaks and you start getting a bunch of you know, freezer burn going on, yeah. And here's the other, you know, this is again the food saver bag for the stir fry. And I'm going to cut this one down pretty dramatic too. You really don't need much. It's kind of a waste, like I say. To me, I'll show you the last bag. I kind of like them because I felt like I could reuse them. These, you're wasting some plastic. But you could actually cut that off beforehand. You could seal like this. Just take a seal. You just hit the seal button and watch. I'll show you. You can make your own little bags, like I was telling you before. See? And you got your own. I could have probably put that pork in there, but we're alright. Like I say, sorry for the long video, guys. I really appreciate you dealing with me. I hope you really like this video. There you go, nice little pack pork stir fry. And I'll show you this final bag. Now, we've got this bag here. You see, it's got a little circle here, and you can suck out the air with this little guy. So we're gonna try it out. It's been a while since I've tried this bag, and I thought, well, heck, these, if you just, they're like regular Ziploc bags, you could wash these and reuse them. That's what my logic was. You can also use this attachment here that they have to use on cans for dry storage. And I'll put a vacuum on either a wide mouth or a standard mouth mason jar. So you could do that. So we're gonna try the little vac. It also has a thing where you can marinate meat in it, which is kind of interesting. You put this on here, then you hit the accessory. And that's not too bad, but of a seal either. And see, my logic with these was you could technically probably wash them. See, watch, I'll show you. Because all you do, which is convenient, now it may be better for dry goods. There you go, the seal's taken off. But it may not be the best alternative for like I say, it does pretty good. it may be better for dry items. I've not tried it with dry too much because I don't do a lot of, nuts and things I probably should. Now, once I get the mason jar attachment, probably be great for my rice, since I eat a crap load of it. Alright, fellas, guys, ladies, gents, thank you for dealing with me again. 46-minute video. Kind of ridiculous, but I wanted to show you how I take some deals and prep them. So be sure to comment, like, and share this content. Like I say, it's a lot to take in with the amount of time that I did it. I think I did pretty reasonable with some of the cuts and trying to describe what I'm doing. I probably could have shortened it, but again, I'll see you all in the family group with Daddy Curbs. If you follow Daddy Curbs family channel, I promote Blake very well, and I hope everybody has a great week and continue homesteading, because that's the way of the future. Alright guys, like I say, like, comment, let me know what you think. I know it's a long video, you can tell me that too. I don't care, I just need some input, and I really appreciate your time, guys. Take care. This is Kilted Gardener signing out. Later.